Pedro from A&P-REACTS. I'm here today with none other than Saku from Turmion Kätilöt.
Your Finnish is getting all better all the time.
I try. My Finnish is really limited, but I'm going to be honest with you. The band has really helped me with my Finnish because of reviewing the album, listening to the songs, plus the little poem you guys had us read. So I feel like the reason I'm improving is a lot to do with you guys.
At least when I watched the poem video from you guys, it was like what the fuck? All the time struggling with the words, but it was brilliant. I love it.
Talking about videos, before we even get into the album, let's talk about the latest video you guys released for the last single that came out of the album, Nightwish. Whose idea was to put this video together?
Rauli Ylitalo, the same director we have been using for many videos. Basically, what we told him is that the song is going to be, well, wild, to say at least. And we want the video to be wild as well. And there is like no need for any kind of censorship. But just make sure that if you do some brutal stuff or any kind of stuff, you don't do it just because you can. You do it with that there has to be some kind of, I don't know, plot or something if you want to think about it. But that like basically there were no rules for Rauli, and he really enjoyed it and really made most of it. And I think it's like one of the best videos I've seen like for a while.
I think it's the best video ever. I mean, it's not just the best video from you guys, it's the best video in the history of music videos. You know what I mean? I honestly, after we watched the video, we were speechless, and that's something that's really hard for the two of us to be. It's speechless. I honestly didn't know what to tackle first. Do I tackle like the guy who loses his dick? Do I tackle the fact that you guys inserted a dude into somebody's ass? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I honestly, then you have this fat dude dancing in the background with like an English flag Speedos. The video is absolutely genius.
Yes.
Now, how did you guys convince Nuclear Blast to post this video on their YouTube channel?
Well, to be honest, it wasn't like it wasn't even hard. They love it already. When we just we have all the strings in our hands for all the production for the whole album. The Nuclear Blast has had nothing to say for the music or the videos. We made it all happen and just presented them that this is what we're going to do, and they have loved everything we have done already, and they have only supported us in any way they can. If I remember correctly, when they first saw the video, one of their main guys from their video department told that is the best video he has seen ever in YouTube. So I think we have the right label right now.
Yeah, and I think you guys really outdone yourselves with this video. What can I say? I'm surprised it hasn't been age restricted yet. I'm surprised YouTube hasn't come down on it, but I hope it doesn't, because we need as many people watching this video as possible, because I feel it's very educational.
Yeah, and I love all those like a Lord of the Rings scenes in there, and well, I can't spoil the video. You have to check it out, all the viewers in there. But it's wild. I love it. It's like it's brilliant.
Where do you guys find the cast? Like you always have very beautiful women in your videos. At least that's my opinion. Where do you find the ladies that are willing to put themselves through the stuff that you guys make them go through for your videos?
Well, basically, Rauli does all the casting stuff, but usually when you think like a Turmion Kätilöt fans, it's not so hard to find those crazy. And most of all, we have a good crew. There have been many faces in many of our videos already, and they know what's the name of the game. At least when they come to the place, they know what the name of the game. But they are really open-minded and really talented people. The whole crew that Rauli comes up with, they are like really professionals. It's always a pleasure to work with them. There's like when we do videos like Sanokkurita, when we had the whole band in there, it was like we didn't have to worry anything. We just go with the flow, and they tell us everything what we need to do and what we need to know. It's like a dream come true when it comes to the music videos.
I think this video, I'm going to be a little bit of a critiquing. You haven't seen the reaction video we posted that we're going to be posting. So I'm going to give you two little things that I thought could have been better on the video. One, if the girl, when you guys bend the girl over, if she was wearing one of those gimp suits and you open up the ass flap, that would have been even more epic. And the guy dancing in the background, he should be wearing the Borat suit. You know, the Borat swimsuit.
Yeah, but I think Borat is like it's like so last season. Everybody thinks the Borat is the thing, but when you
right.
see when you see like a guy like that with only like tight strings, it's that's something, you know.
I love it. So the album is out. The album came out April 17th on Nuclear Blast. How do you feel the response has been from the fans so far?
Well, usually when the album comes out, I don't even want to see the responses because the album is what it is, and I love it the way it is. But now that the dust has settled a bit, I have been checking some of the responses, and basically they have been really good. And our inboxes, in all the member inboxes and the band inboxes, have been full of good and positive messages, and it seems that people really love it. And those who have something to say about it usually have really, it's not just maybe not for them. If they want to listen to the first album, it's nothing off from us. If they want to listen more like to the Hoitovirhe or Pyrnulkki albums, they are good albums as well. That this is what we want to sound right now, and this is what we want to be right now. And it's really nice to see how many new fans we have had already because of this, and all the positive feedback coming from all around Europe, and even United States has been like a major player already.
Did you guys take a different approach with this record as far as the creative process behind the music, or you guys have a path that you follow this idea? This is how we do our shit, so this is how we're going to do it for this record.
I think those are more like questions for A&P or Ranku, but basically what we have been talking that all the songs we make constantly new songs. All the time we make new songs, and when time comes for the album, we just pick the best ones and make the rest for the album.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and in this album, I know Ranku had some visions about the sound, that he wanted to make the sound a little bit bigger, and he wanted to try new things in there, as well as Petja had some good new composing stuff, and I wanted to make some new lyrics as well. So there wasn't not like a genuine plan that we want to sound like this before the album. It's just more like it comes with the instinct.
Mm-hmm. And I felt that that you guys, I mean, I don't think you guys felt any pressure being on a label like Nuclear Blast for this release. I think you guys are a band that you know who you are and you know how you sound, and it really doesn't matter what label is releasing the record. You're still gonna do the album that you want to do. At least that's how it felt to me. But did you guys feel like you had a little bit of more eyeballs on you guys releasing an album on such a larger label?
Well, I would be lying if I said that no, but the whole album was basically ready before we even cut the contract with the Nuclear Blast. So the main composing and making the album was definitely in our hands. We just presented them like a finished product already. That this is the album. What do you think about it? And they love it. But of course, when the release came closer, it was like all those media contacts that we were having, all those interviews that are constantly giving us some notion and details. It's like, of course, it was, you could see that something bigger was happening than maybe at the previous album, something like that, even though this whole coronavirus going on around the world.
Yeah, this is a disaster. I'm sure it's a disaster, not just for you from a personal perspective, but for as a musician with a new album coming out. You guys want to hit the road, play shows, do an album release party, and you're stuck at home talking to me.
But basically, the music is the same still. You can listen to it at your home, and still the music is the same. Of course, live is live, and that's what we miss, making the shows happen. But still, the album comes out, the music comes out, and you can enjoy it wherever you are. And so I think, in a way, I want to think that there is also some positivity releasing the album in times like these, because people need something. They need our global warning right now.
Yeah, we definitely need something. I mean, we need something to keep us entertained at home, and listening to this record is a great way to stay entertained at home. And then the videos that you guys release, for sure, add for great family value, because you can have the whole family sitting around the table watching the video. It doesn't get much better than that. And you guys included Corona in the freaking video too.
Yeah, we in these times, like in these dark times, we just have to find some ways to laugh at it, because if we only get depressed, there's no hope after that.
Yeah, that's true. One of the key elements for me with this record was the fluidity that the album had. The choice that you guys put as far as the track listing of the album was genius. It had the perfect fluidity with up and down movement, songs that were a little bit heavier, songs that were more popish, if you will. Did you guys think about that, or was that something that it just kind of happened that those tracks work out that way?
No, we definitely gave it some thought, and when we decided track list, we have been like everybody has said their part for the discussion about the track list, and we have tested different kind of combinations, but we felt that that was the best one, and that's why we took it. If I remember correctly, Ranku came up with that track list in the end. We had something similar coming up, but Ranku still wanted to change some places, and it turned out to be even better with that way.
Yeah, I agree. I think the way it is right now, it's the perfect flow. If you look at all the songs that are available on the record, the way they are now, it just gives you the perfect up and down feel, the perfect fluidity. You don't get too many songs that have the same elements bunched in together, which allows the album to have a lot more life and more energy all the way through.
Really nice to hear that somebody listens albums as albums in these times, because now that we're talking about like a digital music, it's usually that people just listen to the songs, not like the full album from beginning to the end.
Yeah, it's a shame, but that comes with a new generation, with just getting the singles or just listening to one song here and there on Spotify or whatever it is that people listen to music these days. For me, if the band puts the effort of putting an album together, I believe you should listen to the album together and in the order that the album is put together, because that's the original. I mean, later on, you can go and listen to your favorite songs. That's fine. But at least for the first 4 or 5 times that you listen to the record, you should really listen to the record as a record, because it sounds different than if you just listen to individual songs.
In a way, yes, but still, I think it's not our job to tell people how to listen to our album.
Yeah, that's
the main
true.
thing for us is that they enjoy it. But of course, we have had idea to play it in right order, if you will. But still, who are we to say what is the right order for one listener over there? If they want to listen in different order, by all means, it's not anything out from us.
As long as people are listening.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. What did you think overall, looking back at the record vocally? I felt that this album is perhaps one of the stronger albums vocally all across, in terms of how you guys decided the tone, the style, who did what vocals in which song in order to really get the most out of each track. I really felt that it was an album that showed a lot of maturity from the vocal side of things. What are your thoughts on the vocals on this record?
Well, somehow it went really easily, because all the time I felt really dynamic duo with Petja when we're doing the singing parts, and we did some of the singing parts together, and some of them we did separately at our own studios, but still they fit every time. And like for me, I love to test new sounds, new kind of screams, new kind of growls. Really like when we are singing like both together at the same time, I wanted to find that tone that it really fills up Petja's voice, or different way, whichever works in that place of the song. And I don't know, it happened so naturally that it's really even hard to describe what happened, because basically we was just doing the singing parts, and after that we just noticed that, whoa, this sounds freaking good. But I think it has a lot to do with all the live shows we have already done, because we do that at every live show. We help each other out and fill out each other's voices at the show. So I think it somehow just happened at the album by mistake or something like that. Most of all, I had a really good time to make everything happen, and there was no rush. So I had plenty of time to test things. And I think that is, well, at least at my singing parts, that is one of the main things.
Do you guys put, I mean, you guys put on a great live show. There's a lot of work that goes into what you guys do in a live setting. How complicated it is for you guys to have the production and everything the way you want it every time you hit the stage?
Pretty easy nowadays. I think we are a little bit less because usually in Finland we are doing headliner shows. So basically, then it's our show, our stage, and we can make the show happen as we want. And festivals, usually we have good places at festivals. Usually festival promoters want us to give a good show. So they know that if they put us in a crappy slot, we can make the show happen as good as they would like to see it. And of course, our crew is really, really, really talented, and they know what is best for us all the time. So it's really easy to plan everything because basically, if you say that we would like to do this or that, they just figure it out how can we do it at whatever show we want to do it, and that really gives us real much space to do the music itself happening, the show itself happening, because our crew takes care of all that technical or production things what we need to worry about.
Now with the coronavirus, I mean, you touched on it. This impacts how you guys promote the record, how you guys tour, if there's even going to be tours. The summer festival season looks like it's a wash. It's not, nothing is going to happen. Are you guys already thinking of ways that you can promote the record if you can get out on the road and play live in front of an audience?
Well, I think the album doesn't get old. It's the music always stays. So if it really goes sideways that we have to cancel the whole summer festival season, then it just happens. We can make new music. We can make, well, basically we can do whatever we want because we have no rules. And of course, we want this album to reach as many people as we can. So luckily, we have the Nuclear Blast because they have multiple connections and ways to promote or market things if we want to. And most of our fans really spread the message really well. And that's one thing we are really grateful. They want us to be heard. So they tell everybody, basically. It's like a little from us and they do the rest.
Did you guys consider doing, and a lot of bands are doing this now, these live stream shows and in front of no audience and stuff like that? Have you guys even considered doing something like that?
Well, we have watched our comrades doing stuff like that, but I think at least not right now, that is not the time for us to do anything like that. It doesn't feel right for us in a way. Maybe in the future we can think like doing stream shows besides normal live shows or something like that. But we want to our shows are basically a little bit punkish and anything can happen. So in a way, it feels like we would fake things if we do it like with the stream, because audience is a really big part of our shows at every place. So it would be, well, if somebody gets a good idea how to make it happen, of course we can listen to that, but we don't have any kind of idea how could we really express the live feeling from the whole band to the stream show without any audience.
It's kind of weird.
It's in a way, those bands who are doing it, I understand why they are doing it, but for Turmion Kätilöt, I can't see any kind of I can't see anything that it will help us to do those, like build up a stage at some hall and video show in there. Like why? We can do many other things in the same time and when with the same money. So maybe we should focus on those, and those who want to make those stream shows happen, they can make them happen.
And let's hope that the tour goes on with Nightwish. Are you guys excited about the chance of hitting the road with such a big band being on such a big bill?
Yes, totally. Personally, for me, it's like a dream come true to finally get the opportunity to play at arenas. But that's what Marco or other guys at the Nightwish, they are they are friends with Turmion Kätilöt for a long time, and we have been seeing each other for quite many times already. So I think it's gonna be a really fun tour as well, and I know some of the guys from the Nightwish crew as well, so I think we are gonna have a really good tour with those guys. Yeah, I can't wait to go on the biggest stage there are and go and give our disco in there and see how those asses are gonna take.
I was gonna say, you guys are gonna have to upgrade the size of the flamethrowers.
Yeah, totally. I've already ordered, like I need like a double at least.
Yeah, you need like something like industrial size flamethrowers, you know what I mean? Like, because it's going to be a much bigger stage, much bigger production, everything is bigger. You can't show up there with tiny little Asian flamethrowers. You need like some African size flamethrowers, if you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying, and I'm planning already. I need something.
The wheels are turning in your head. I can see.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, we have really good crew. I just told them that I need a bigger flamethrower. They're already working on it. So let's see what happens.
You mentioned earlier about North America. Do you feel like the band is finally reaching the North American market and becoming a little bit better known on this side of the Atlantic?
Yeah, I think so because we have been checking all those stream numbers and like from Spotify and where the selling is happening and where those web shop orders are coming from, and they have been really the increase from the United States has been really big. So of course the nuclear blast United States team is doing a lot of work. So I think it's really showing up.
For my sake, I hope that I hope you guys reach the North American market with strength. So, because I want to see you guys touring on this side of the Atlantic once the coronavirus is gone. Because that to me would be amazing to see you guys tour across North America and Canada.
How do you think? How do you think people would like us in North America? Our industrial disco something.
I think that would be the first shock, then awe, and then I think everybody would be sold. I think everybody would be on board with the sound and the band. I think at the beginning it's just going to be, it would be so different. I can't. You guys are a very unique band. Let's face the facts. I don't think there's another band that even comes close to what you guys do, both musically and in terms of the production and the stage show that you put on. So it's impossible to compare the band with anybody else. It's a very unique band that has its very unique DNA. And I think for some markets in North America that are very conservative, it's going to be a huge shock. But I think the youth, the young people that go to the shows, once people know who you guys are here and the word gets out, I can see you guys creating a huge fan base in North America really quickly.
So let's hope that happens quickly. Let's hope that this whole coronavirus goes off quickly so we can come there, because that would be like one of my bucket list things as well, to get the opportunity to play at North America.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's in the very near future. Hopefully, with this whole coronavirus gets out of the way and you guys are able to tour and do the live shows, because I never had the chance to see you guys live, and I'm looking forward to a chance to. And if I have to come to Europe once this is over, then that's what I'll have to do. God damn it, I'll get on a plane and go see a show from you guys.
If you come here all the way from there, just let us know and we will take care of the rest.
All right, sounds good. I'll definitely do that. One question, I have one question about the album, and then we're going to close it off, but I really want to touch on this because I felt that the production and mixing of this album was magnificent. It was really like, I'm not to say that the previous records, it wasn't, but I just felt that on this record, it really elevated the overall sound of the album. Do you feel that way as well?
Personally, I really love the way the sound is a little bit, let's say, bigger. It's like a little bit more mature, and there's like, not meaning like there's millions of layers. I mean like a wider, bigger sound, and I think that is a really good way to go with our music. At least now that there is not so much like double bass stuff or anything like stuff coming out, it's really cool to see how this sound is evolving in ways. And well, all the thanks for that goes to our keyboardist Janne Tolsa, Rank U, because he made all the mixing and mastering happen, and I think it was like a awesome job from him. It was like one of his best jobs I've ever heard, and he's really good already, but this is like one of the masterpieces, totally.
Yeah, he's a evil genius. He needs to change his name to Evil Genius, because he did a magnificent job on this record. Like I said, I'm not saying that the previous weren't good, but this one, the sound just feels bigger. It really just fills in all the voids. It just becomes larger, you know?
Yeah, same feeling. I think I have to tell him your regards.
Yeah, tell him I told him that he's an evil genius. He did a magnificent job. Magnificent job. Listen, thank you for taking the time to do this with me today. By the way, I want to thank you guys for having us as part of the poems as the lead up to the album release. It was an honor. It was an honor to be invited to participate. It blew us away. I honestly, like, it made, in a shitty year of 2020, this was one of the highlights of 2020. You know what I mean? So thank you for having us on that video. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us on that video, and thanks for taking the time today to chit chat. And I hope to see you guys on the road soon.
You too, Pedro. And like I said, if we happen to be in the same city or at least in the same country, let us know, and we will see what we can do. Okay?
All right, no problem. Take care, man.
You too. Stay healthy.
You too.
Ciao.